Okay, so in this next example, we're going to play around with exponents in a different equation here, just to see what it is that you are actually allowed to do at any time. So two things that you can do at any time are replace values that are identical, and you can use the laws of exponents in any way that you want, so long as they work out very well. Or excuse me, so long as they work out very well, it's dumb. So long as it's legal, right? You're paying attention to things. At the end of the day, we're asked here to evaluate what 15 to the x is. Well, the two rules, big rules of exponents are if you're multiplying like bases, then you add the exponents. Likewise, if you have like exponents, you can multiply bases. And so 15 would be something like 15 to the x is the same thing as 3 to the x times 5 to the x. This is going to be important to us because we see we have a bases of 3 and 5 over here. So that's what we want to try to turn into. Well, we add exponents when we multiply like bases, so we can consider this 3 to the 2x times 3 to the 4th. That these two are the same thing. Likewise, we can call 5 to the x times 5 to the negative 2. Now that equals, on the other side, what we're going to do is we are going to actually change what 27 is. Now, over here we have bases of 3. We can do that here. One thing that's true is 3 cubed is the same thing as 27. So we are more than in our own right to do that. So we're going to have 3 cubed to the x. Now, you aren't combining like bases here. What you're doing here is you're actually stacking. So if you take an exponent to a new exponent, you multiply those. So this actually becomes 3 to the 3x. Well, now what we need to do is we need to get down to just 3 times 3 times 5, 3 to the x times 5 to the x. So if you notice over here, we could actually remove these. When you divide out exponents, you actually subtract. So I'm going to take these and divide them over. So I'm going to be left with 3 to the 4th over here times 5 to the negative 2. And that's going to equal 3 to the 3x times 5 to the 2x divided by 3 to the 2x times 5 to the x. Now, everything's multiplied together. It makes it nice and easy for us to work with. 3 to the 3x over 3 to the 2x just makes 3 to the x. And because we subtract one from the other. And then we do the same thing over here, where we take the x away, and we're left with 5 to the x, which is our beautiful looking 15 to the x. Well, this over here, this is the same thing as 3 to the 4th over 5 squared, right? A negative exponent just means it's on the wrong side of the dividing line. So all we have to do is just flip it, and it's now a positive exponent. And so this is the same thing. 3 to the 4th is 81, and 5 squared is 25. So this would be what your final answer would be. Now, just remember, if you're looking for something in particular, sometimes you just have to kind of dive in and break stuff apart and then build it back together. So one goal that you're going to have is try to get the same bases on either side. Try to break it up as much as you can on problems of this type.